What up, guys? Got Samantha in the background. So I'm back in Little Elm, going to 3 flights up, Taps and Tacos. Got the name right this time. So just being up front, for some reason we lost all the footage from when we recorded last week with Nadeem. Now, he's being real cool and meeting us up again to do the podcast, but this time around I'm bringing my partner in crime, Samantha, as she's getting ready to leave. She's ready to jump out, and we're going to do it all over again. So I appreciate Nadeem for taking his time, meeting us again, and hanging out with us. So let's get back into it.
So it's already recording?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
That's a funny way to start the show.
Okay. Let me get the wiring right. All right, perfect.
No, Nadeem, thank you so much for taking.
Man, thank you for coming back.
Well, no, thank you for having us again.
It's all good.
We had a lot of fun the first time.
We did.
Unfortunately, you guys will never see that footage.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a lot of fun.
I stayed here to close it. I did not realize that.
Yeah,
until I
it
left
went
here.
by pretty quick.
Yeah.
And you did not leave hungry.
No, I did not. I was stuffed.
Yeah. It was a good
the food
time,
is
man.
amazing. I've been talking about you guys forever. I'm trying to
Yeah.
get my coworkers to come out here and try food.
Yeah.
They be eating Indian food all week. I kept telling them, go to 3 flights up.
Yeah,
go
you
to 3 flights up.
gotta try that chicken tikka. Once you get addicted to that, it's no going back.
There's no going back. No, I can't wait. Well, I can't wait to do the cauliflower again fresh.
Yes.
I was still
Because
good.
last time we waited a little bit, got a little cold, and we're shooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this time we'll make sure it comes out fresh. So.
No, I can't wait. That's
Yeah.
super exciting.
Yeah.
But thank you so much again. Like I said, I apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, dude.
But
it's
it's
fine.
always fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. We get
So,
to drink more beer that way.
You get to drink more beer. So
Yeah.
I'm doing another flight here. You guys have on the board. Now you guys do digital pour, so
We
people
do.
could check it. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Digital pour, Untapped, Facebook, website. There's a lot of ways to get what we have, live tap list or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So on digital pour, I can never remember. Do you get like upcoming taps you can put on there? Like
We can. A lot of people just don't decide to make that public, so you kind of, make it a surprise for customer what you
When they
have
look it
or
up?
tapping now, and then you kind of put it up on all the social media so people don't know what you have. So some people leave it public, some people don't. It's just business.
I mean, I think I like it where it's that kind of a surprise, or at least you guys know, and
Yeah.
then when you tap it, like, okay, we're gonna tap it this day at this time.
Exactly.
Especially if it's like a rare release.
Right. So, well, when you come to 3 flights, you'll be able to tell. Like at the bottom, there's a scrolling thing that you see over there.
Okay.
It will show you what's tapping soon. But on the app itself, it doesn't show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was always wondering that because I never really look up digital pour app unless I'm looking for something.
Yeah, a lot of people find us through Untapped. To tell you the truth, because a lot of people use digital port, but Untapped is like
Yeah,
the way to go.
that's the craft beer thing for
Exactly.
everybody. Everybody
Exactly.
uses it. You check your beers in. You could have an ongoing list of what you tried.
Exactly.
Also, you can see where you can find the nearest beer in your area through
Exactly.
Untappd. So
Yeah, Untapped is great. Like, I didn't even know about it until a year ago, so it's like.
well, you like me. We're still new into the beer game.
Exactly. I'm new. I'm only a year into it, so
About a year and a half myself.
Exactly. So I'm finding out new things every day.
No, it's awesome.
Which is a lot of fun.
So in this year process of owning 3 Flights Up, besides the amazing food, what are
Yeah.
some of the interesting beers that came and gone that you were like really excited about?
Man, there's so many beers to it because I make the decisions on what comes in and what doesn't. And
Okay.
when I had just taken over the business, I thought I knew beer, but craft beer is such a big market, and there's so many vendors, so many distributors, and so many brands out there. My favorite ones that come through all the time is Manhattan Project.
Of course, they're my favorite. I'm super biased though. They're my favorite.
Yeah, Three Nations I really like.
They make great beer too.
They make great beer. Who else is out here? I love stout, so anything that Prairie does is,
Oh wow, yeah.
is really good, So, man, beer can't really be bad because I can drink anything, but of course, there's some better than the others.
Yeah, something that you might gravitate to more than others.
Exactly.
But I was wondering, I was just saying if there was something that came across within a year that like really stuck to you. But you're right, there's so many new
Like
breweries.
sours, like I never did sours, and I mean, I was always been a beer drinker since I was like 21.
Since 21.
It's always. But I never tried a sour beer. That was like so foreign. And when I bought this business, I was like, oh, there's such thing as sour beers. I mean, I'd heard of them.
Yeah.
I never tried one. But there's some sours that are really, really good. I like 6 Point makes one sour. They're really good. Manhattan Project again.
Oh, yeah, their goals.
Bikini, yeah.
Yeah. That's a really interesting goals that they did. Barrett told me that I found out I like his sours.
Yeah.
But that Celestial, so this podcast is going to be out in a few weeks.
Okay.
But by the time that comes out, Celestial would have came out with a sour IPA.
Okay.
So that's what I swung by and tried some.
I think I heard about that. Yeah. So we'll try to get our hands on that too. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they put it in with
Distribution.
kegs.
Yeah.
Kegs. I was like, I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, with these little distributors. I mean, little breweries. Sometimes they're limited amount, or they're not putting it out there.
It's happening like that.
Exactly.
But it's a really interesting sour because I'm not a big fan of sour. So the guy who Jose who made that was his recipe.
Okay.
He was a home brewer.
All right.
He did Stellar Craft Works. Really nice guy. And him and his wife were really into beer, so they made that recipe before on a lower scale. And so when he started working at Celestial, they upped it.
Okay, cool. That's a cool story. I did not know that.
Yeah, so he uses a quicker yeast. I forget what he says. He broke it down to me, and I'm not that smart, and I didn't retain it. But he broke it down to me, so it fermented quicker.
Okay.
And it has a really simple, clean, sour taste to it.
Right.
But he
right.
was focusing on guava and I want to say passion fruit, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
Man, it sounds delicious.
It is delicious.
I think I want to have it right now. Yeah.
I wish I had something on me right now. But that's but I'm gonna try to get a 4-pack of that.
Okay.
To get some more.
We'll share?
Hey, of course. When I get some, I'll bring it to you, man, so we can drink it over here.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it might really go well with that cauliflower.
Exactly.
Or that mint.
Maybe we can do like a bottle share night. How about
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Done.
We'll have Robert up here. We'll do a bottle share. Yeah.
I got the double IPA from Smithtox. It's a home brewer. He makes really good IPAs.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the one who won the Martin House one, and they did the short order pancakes.
Okay, gotcha.
That was his porter.
Oh, wow.
It's really good. He's a really good home brewer. I'm really excited to see what he does in the next year. Like if he opens up like a business or
His own
partner with
brewery.
somebody. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested.
So many new breweries open up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So you came in a perfect time. You got
I
to
came in a
learn.
perfect time. Market's changing. Our business is changing. I mean, I've only been doing it for a year, but a lot of people are moving towards food.
Yeah.
That's because there are a lot of growler shops that do a good job, but they don't have food. So
Yeah.
that's something special about this place. And it was the idea from ground up, basically creating a place where we have delicious food, not just bar food, but really sauces that we make in-house, from scratch, and pair with a beer, So.
But it's really exciting. Like, so when we first tried the food,
Yeah.
you would tell me about it. You showed me the food, and I was honestly skeptical.
You were very skeptical.
Yeah. Especially some of the combinations you had,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I don't know how that's gonna work, but pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Like
Especially that mint sauce.
that blew me away. I talked about that I think for like 20 minutes, like talking about it, ate it. I thought I was gonna take one bite and then continue the conversation, but like that stopped the whole conversation. I ate it all.
Yeah, it's perfect, man. It's like it's like the great thing about craft beer is like we're in the suburbs. A lot of people, you're gonna get like 30-40% of the customers that know craft beer, but a lot of people are just walk-ins, right? They don't know a lot about craft beer, so when they come here, it's kind of like a new world. So they get to try new beers, and our tacos are pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's a little out there. It has a little Indian flavor, kind of like flavors from all over. So we get to kind of dab into that world. So it's kind of cool where they can kind of like, hey man, this is cool, but I have something to pair it with, and everything is so cool, kind of
No,
thing.
it goes hand. Honestly, it works beautifully. Like I was just thinking about that mint getting in my head as you were talking.
Oh, you're gonna have some today too.
Yeah,
don't
I'm
worry.
gonna have some. But I was thinking about this Manhattan Project Stout.
Yeah.
We have here our porter, I should say, our coconut porter. I
The
think.
coconut porter is awesome.
I was like, wonder if that will pair where after I didn't finish eating that taco or take a bite of that, then take a swig of it. Like, how would that pair together?
Anything like the porter usually I like whenever I eat like our beef fajita taco, I like a little dark stout or like a porter.
Okay.
Anything like a chicken tikka that you like I like IPAs, man. It sits perfectly because like the finish on the IPAs it goes perfectly with the tikka sauce and the habanero sauce that we have.
Yeah.
So if I'm eating something spicy like that, then I always just go with the IPA
Gotcha.
automatically. Usually a double half-life or
Can't go wrong with that.
The perspective has been pretty good from Three Nations. I really like that.
Yeah, that was surprisingly good. I didn't think I was gonna like that one,
Yeah.
but it was really good.
And then the Yacht Club from Armadillo.
I could imagine going well because that's such
Yeah.
an easy drinking
Exactly.
IPA. Yeah.
That's a really good beer too. So any IPAs kind of match perfectly, but usually the stouts and porters, usually with the meats, with the beef.
Gotcha.
We have a barbacoa taco that is awesome too.
I know. I saw it. You showed me so I'm pulling it on the website, but people watching this, I'm holding the little menu signs on almost every table here. If I'm having a struggle picking it up. But this is part of the menu list. This is one part of it, and then you got the small bites on the other where they put it in a bowl for people who don't want to eat. The shell.
Exactly. So a lot of people nowadays, they're just health conscious or they're drinking beer. They don't like the tortilla, right? So we put it in a bowl. We kind of make it like a taco without a bowl, So,
but I think it still go well together because
it works
the
perfectly.
tikka has the rice at the bottom part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the best of both worlds without a lot of carbs, and there's more room for beer. That's the way I look at it.
But you are right. You do something unique here, and I think what I'm excited about for your area is it's only going to get bigger and bigger.
Yes.
And then you're within your area the only one that has craft beer and food.
Right.
There's other few places nearby, but
Yeah, they have more taps than us, but they don't have food. So like I feel like you're hanging out, you're having a couple of beers. At some point, you need some food. So I feel like over here, when our guests come in, they're hanging out more, and we have a more diverse crowd because a lot of growler shops or whatever you go in, there's certain kind of customer. I feel like there's more diversity here, as in like families that coming in because we have a kids menu. We have board game nights and stuff like that. So like,
oh, that's legit. Board game nights.
exactly. So dad's having a beer, mom's having a wine or cider, kid's having a root beer. He's eating some quesadilla. So everybody has a good. And this is something where you enjoy with family and friends. It just gets better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, guys' night is always fun, but to share with your wife.
With your family, because you're with them majority of the time anyway.
Exactly.
And why not spend more time together?
Exactly. And then you have food. So it's like you're hanging out longer. You're not getting hungry. You don't have to order out. We'll make it right here.
And well, it does everything in one spot. One thing we didn't mention when we first started, you have 24 taps for beers.
Right.
But you also have, 6 taps for wine or 8 taps for wine?
8 taps for wine. So we kind of keep it very diverse. So there's usually something for everybody.
Okay, yeah.
So we have reds, whites, blends, which is a lot of. We do wine down Wednesdays now. So we do like half off wine.
That's a good
Wednesday.
name. That's
Yeah,
good.
wine down Wednesdays. So like
Yeah.
because we got a lot. I mean, this is a suburb. Got a lot of teachers. They get really stressed out midweek.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
They need to come in and have a glass of wine. So that was the whole idea. It's been picking up and it's been doing good. So yeah.
Like I said, I'm really excited. Like I've been talking about you a lot, like off camera,
Right.
about the area, and beer law just changed with
Right.
the beer to go, or just passed.
Like last night, right?
Yeah. So that's exciting. But I was also so we had a long debate yesterday, and long story short, I don't think it's going to change the market tremendously too much.
Not at all. No.
But my only thing is for people who are just say making it, barely making it, any fluctuation will be hurt to the bottom line. But you got to stay ahead of the curve. And this is a place, unlike Craft and Growlers, where they're adapting.
Yeah.
They got the food, and now they're gonna have to make in-house beer. You
Yeah.
guys started from day one with the food
With the
and the
food.
beer, so you already had that established.
Exactly.
Guess.
We just need to put some tanks in the back.
Yeah. One day they'll come.
Yeah.
We'll get this bigger. After the car show, we're gonna keep promoting this, and you come by the building next door. And you can get
Exactly.
the whole thing.
Hopefully, right? Yeah, that would be great. So,
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So we're in a unique part of town. So we're like right on the border of Frisco and Little Elm. So this area is growing. It's a suburb, but there's a lot of new people that have never tried a craft beer. So
Yeah.
we're in a location where a lot of people might just run into, because we have a bar next door. A lot of their customers just walk in, they're like, hey, what are you guys about? So, they're like, we drink blah, 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 we drink a Bud Light, Michelob, whatever. I'm like, well, we don't have those, but try this. And they're blown away, We're at a spot where we're kind of introducing people.
No, that'd be perfect. You know what? I didn't think about that. Like you said, you said something earlier, like you trying to say we don't have a lot of taps, right? But honestly, let's think about it as a customer's perspective. You walk into a place that has 50 taps, 34 plus taps, and then you just see a big beer list. Like,
It's intimidating.
It is,
To
it
some
is.
people that have never done that. Because then, you know, you kind of feel like you're out of place.
yeah, nobody wants to feel stupid. No one wants to feel like they
Yeah.
don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly. So a lot of people just stay out for that reason. For here, like, it's already a restaurant. So it's already like kind of like, okay, you know what? We can maybe just go to eat some tacos. And if we see a couple of beers, so it's a good introduction because 40% of our customers don't even come for the beer. They just come to eat. They just get water or like a root beer because they're not beer drinkers. But at that point, you get to introduce them like, hey, this will go perfectly. Why don't you try this?
Exactly what I was just thinking. I was
Yeah.
like, if they come in for the food, you'd be like, while they sit here, if they do sit here, it's like, I don't know if you do drink beer at all, but if you do, I think this might go well with
Exactly.
the food. Try the, here's a taste of it. Try
Yeah,
it with the
so
food.
we're like the face of the business, right? Because like we pick up a lot of beers from little breweries. They really love what they do, and when we're selling the beer, we become the face. We're explaining them. So I feel like anybody who I hire here, working for 3 Flights Up. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. You're a busy man. You got a family too, man.
It's all good. So I'm always careful, like, you know, while training and everything, I'm like, look, guys, you need to kind of keep all customers in mind. We are the face of craft beer, right? Like, a lot of people, if they have a bad experience, they might not go to any craft beer shops. Or,
That is true.
So at that point, it's a loss for everybody, right? So,
You also, when you say that, you are the closest, quote unquote, craft beer place to any other tap room. Like, I can't imagine any tap closer. Tubbs, but
Tubbs, yeah.
that's McKinney.
McKinney, and then I guess Farmers Branch, 3 Nations.
They're not too far, but
And then we have
it's-
Unlawful, Shops of Legacy. They're not, you know, not too far.
They're
I
not too
guess.
far, but it's not close either. But then all the big guys are downtown Dallas, Fort Worth.
Exactly.
You're
So
literally the closest one.
we're far away where people can try their beers and they don't have to drive too far because traffic is crazy. So, and over here you get more of a selection. So it's always cool to go to a brewery, and that's always a good experience in itself. But in a place like this, you can get a flight. That way you're trying 4 different things,
It's true.
and you're not driving too much. You can be home within 5 minutes.
Yes, that was also. That's right. You know, there's a thing about it. I had a podcast a few weeks ago with Alan. He's an interesting man. He's really into beer. He started his own podcast called I Know Nothing About Beer.
Okay.
But it's a nice play on words because he's really trying to teach you about different parts of beer culture that no one talks about, like bottle shares. What's the rules, the bottle shares?
Right,
What's the technical difference between Dallas and California?
Gotcha.
And like he goes into little details that no one really talks about outside of just beer.
Right.
And then he talks to home brewers and stuff like that. So it's a really interesting podcast. And he was talking about he wants it to be more like Europe, where you have the pub, which is a family affair. You come eat, and you have a beer, and it's your local establishment.
Yeah.
And this is like the new version of a pub, like
Exactly.
our version of a pub.
Yeah, exactly. This is our version of a pub. You come in, just hang out, and get a beer. Because in the European countries, they get a beer every day when they get off work.
Yeah.
That's the thing to do. You go to a pub and then you go home.
And you go to your neighborhood pub, you eat your whatever meal you want to eat for that day,
Exactly.
and then you have your beer.
Yeah, and it's that whole thing about support locally, right? So you're drinking local beer, and at the same time you're supporting a local business. So the money kind of stays in the same economy.
Yeah.
And you know you're kind of really supporting a lot of creative people that are making amazing beers.
Yeah. You know what? We accidentally met Alicia last time we were here.
Yeah.
She's not the president of Little Elm board, but she was one of the organizers.
She works for the chamber.
Chamber.
Yeah,
it is.
exactly. Yeah.
So she helped organize that Little Elm craft beer festival you guys got coming up.
Exactly, the Brew and Q. Yep.
So when things like that come around, like what are you gonna do? Invite people there, or how do you guys get involved?
Well, the thing is, when I bought the business last year, it was around the same time.
Oh, okay.
So
you
there were
kinda
so many things
missed
going
it.
on, so I kind of missed that event. But this year, definitely, we're going to be out there. There's already a lot of beer there, so it doesn't make sense because, there's already beer there. We might take our food out there, or just go out there just to introduce ourselves to the community.
Yeah.
You know?
I was also thinking maybe you go out there, support it, bring some people with
Right.
you.
And we kind of really support the city itself. Like this morning, we did catering for the public works of Little Elm. Like we fed like 50 guys on the house.
Nice.
Kind of just just here because we don't spend any money on marketing because all our growth has been through like social media and stuff like that. So
Organic word of mouth.
yeah,
kind
so
of thing.
I basically do a lot of catering, help people out, like if they have an event, kind of just donate food. from 3 flights up. That's the best way to get within the community and kind of get a name out there.
Honestly, I do like that a lot. What it does is two fronts. You make connections with people in businesses around here that they know your face, they know your name, you know their face, you know their name.
Exactly.
They become one with the community.
Exactly.
And then you get to introduce people to your food.
That's what it's about, like because we're in such a location where we don't have high dense traffic like Dallas does, right? So you're getting business from your local neighborhood. So if you have their support, you're going to be in business for a long time. And that's the idea,
No, that's a really beautiful idea. I wish more people will follow that trend, but I can't speak for every business because everybody has their own business model.
Exactly.
Someone might pay for advertisement, and that's their whole budget, so they can't cost to lose some food on that.
Exactly. And the way I look at it, I was like, we're the type of business that, the traditional advertising model just doesn't work. You're not going to grab the customers that you're looking for and the kind of people you want in here by those means. So that avenue has worked. And the other avenue that we're doing is the car show that you've been already talking about.
Yeah.
That's a community event too. So that's something that Amanda and the whole staff has kind of worked really hard to put together.
I know. I can't wait for the car show.
So it's
June 8th.
June 8th, right? So it's our first year doing it. It just basically like Amanda had already worked with this organization, Children's Advocacy Center of Denton. Children's Advocacy Center. So basically the event we're doing is we're doing a silent auction for them. So we basically contacted like 40 breweries. We're getting donations from them, like gift baskets. We're going to silent auction that, and all the proceeds go to them. Part of my sales that day go to them. We got TABC license to approval, not a license, approval to kind of serve beer outside within the parameters of our store. So people can basically come here that day, check out some cars. We're going to have a car show, so there's going to be a lineup of nice, classic, new cars. There's going to be awards given out for the best car and show.
Nice.
You can just hang out, have some good tacos, have some beer, bring your kids out. We're going to have face painting. I mean, really a community event, kind of. And there's nothing like this in this area, because I remember growing up, we used to go to Coffee and Cars in Plano.
Yeah.
Growing up, every Saturday morning you just go there and hang out and see, kind of get to meet people, basically, right? That kind of share the same love for cars or whatever. So I feel like I can recreate this in Frisco and Little Elm area. People come out, talk about cars, talk about beer, food.
That's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome, and I feel like the word needs to get out there. And then if it's a hit, we get a lot of people out here. We're gonna do it every year. We want to make it an annual thing, and every year pick like a charity. I know a lot of people from the city are coming because they support the business. The mayor might be here. I've invited him. He's a customer here.
Oh, nice.
So,
it's awesome you got that support from your
Exactly.
public service people, and you also get support from your patrons local around here.
Exactly.
And you give it back all at the same time. And
Exactly.
introducing people to craft beer.
Exactly. So it's a win-win.
So win-win all the way around.
Exactly. I'm very excited for that event, and so if you're in the area that day, come out.
No, for sure.
Hang out with us. We're gonna have a special menu. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, we'll promote it.
Robert's gonna be here.
Well, we will be here.
Yeah.
I'll be here with my equipment. I'll record a bunch of footage and hang out and see some of the cars.
Yeah. Yeah, my son is gonna bring his little Tesla out here too. So.
I know. Oh, yes, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he has a little Tesla of his own that he drives around the neighborhood. So he's gonna be part of the car show. So we'll get some good pictures out of it.
He gotta win. Can't have a baby Tesla. not least place.
Exactly right. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, man. So those are the things that we're doing, trying to outreach, kind of grab some new customers, because I feel like it's a win-win for everybody when we do that.
No, I think it is too. But it's also nice to have something kind of different, because what I'm more concerned with, and it sounds like I'm saying the same thing every week, because people who do listen to the show hear me say it all the time. I'm more interested in how to get more people into craft beer. So people who do podcasts, how do we be more entertaining to bring people into it versus just a typical podcast delving deep into the different types of hops and beers. There's nothing wrong with that, but how do we get more?
It's more like, a lot of people drink and go out there and go have beer. It's a social experience. So beers are great, and but there has to be another element to it.
Exactly.
So that's really great about your podcast, that you do focus on those things, and I've seen your other podcasts, and that's great. You kind of make it like everybody's just hanging out, having a good time, and that's what it's about.
No, well, honestly, we did record last time, but ended up just being a hanging out session, even though we lost.
And we had a lot of fun. I
can't believe I stayed here until closing. I think 10:30 I left here.
Yeah, 10:30. Yeah,
and I had to be at work the next day.
Yeah, I literally locked the door when you left. So yeah.
I can't lie. I like this part of the podcast. This is the easy part. You know, the hard part is going home and trying to put everything together.
But editing and all that.
Yeah, but this is the fun part. But I want to bring more attention to it because, like you, I'm new to it, and I fell in love with the people, from like owners like you to the patrons who come hang out and support local craft beer.
Yeah, because like, see, there have been people that have been doing it for a long time. I've only been in a year, and that's the reason I bought the business in the first place. Because when I was looking at the industry, I'm like, hey man, this is pretty cool. Everybody wants each other to do well for the most part, and it's very like it's very community oriented, you know, like, and it's kind of weird. Like, it's not like you have to kind of keep your ears to the ground to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, to get the best beer, or you know, it's about relationships. End of the day, you know. So
I think you do a good job too, building relationships, because like I said, you just did an event for 50 people for food just to show face to another organization.
Exactly.
And introduce those workers to your food.
yeah, and these are public works guys. They work like on the water system, so they don't drink craft beer. So when we give tacos to them, and they're like, "Where's this place at?" I'm like, "Well, we're right here, 3 flights up," you know. So they're like, "Oh, we'll stop by sometime." So, you know, that customer or that person will never walk into a place like this, but now they have a chance.
Yeah, now they know that you have amazing tacos.
Exactly.
Another thing that people would I'm trying to capture some picture later, but the tacos are not small.
They're not small. No.
They're like what, 8 inches?
They're 6 inches, but they're loaded. So like usually I would say 2, and you're pretty much done.
Yeah. I also was talking trash about that too last
Yeah,
time.
he was. He's like, there's no way. Because before when we ordered it, he's like, nah, man, 2. Because he's thinking of like those little gas station tacos where you can pound down like 10 of them.
5, 6 of them with no problem.
Yeah, no. Over here, 2 is, and that's why when a new customer comes in, they have never seen the place. They don't know what this is about. So they come in here, they're like, oh, what's the menu? This looks good. And they're about to order 5. So and that's how you get a customer's trust too. Be like, hey, man, that's too much food. You don't want to order that. I don't want you to waste your money.
Yeah.
You'll buy another beer from me, you know. But that's gonna be a lot of food because these tacos are not. So they're pretty loaded. You get the bang for the buck.
What are they? I don't want to put a weight to it, but they heavy.
They're heavy, yeah. Especially the cauliflower and the tikka, because they're heavy, yeah.
With the rice and the chicken on it, or the cauliflower with the cheese and the lettuce.
And they're not expensive. They're like any fast food. Like basically, our average taco is $3.75 to $4.50. But again, you're only eating 2, or maybe 1.
Well, like for me, like if you don't come hungry, like one, if you know what you're eating.
Maybe you can do it like appetizer.
Yeah, and then 1 taco.
Because our appetizers are amazing. So our chicken samosas, beef samosas. I don't know if you know what a samosa is.
No.
Well, we're gonna try it today because I remember last time we didn't get to try it.
Oh,
so a samosa is basically like an Indian empanada, right?
Oh, you did talk about
Yes.
that.
So it's basically crunchy from the outside, and the inside you got this meat. It's just marinated. It's just grinded meat, and it has a kick to it. If you like the tikka, you're gonna like the samosa.
Okay.
That's our best-selling item here.
I trust you, especially if it's empanada. I love empanadas.
The beef samosa is the #1 selling item here. It's crazy. A lot of people just come in for the samosa. We have catering that people get for their parties out of here just for the samosas.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I have to try with that.
It's solid. And then we have fries. We have elote bites. We have mac and cheese bites. I mean,
I would see that for the fries and the kid menu. Is that like kind of a kid like quesadilla?
So
fries?
for the kids, we have quesadilla, and basically we do like chicken tenders and fries. You know, just a very short menu, but something just to offer them so that they have an option.
Kids are picky in the beginning.
Kids are picky, but that's easy food. That the same kind of food they have at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I'm saying the kids are picky. They might not eat something they don't know.
Yeah, and that's the reason we keep root beer on tap. And a lot of growler shops do, but the whole idea is like kids feel special. We kind of give it to them in a beer mug and plastic mug, and they enjoy.
Yeah, my brother
that.
used to love that when he was younger.
You feel like that,
Yeah, you feel like everybody else at the table.
Exactly. So that's man, the food is amazing here. It's like a lot of people just come for the food. That's a big compliment. So I'll take that.
Like I said, like I'll be the first one to always like when I say something, I will always correct myself, and I was always like I did judge the style, not to judge like that's not interesting. I've had Indian food before, right? Indian fusion taco. What is that?
Right.
You know, just to be honest, like I was like that sounds off.
Yeah.
Like I like Indian food. Tacos are okay. I like them too.
But you didn't think
Like
about
put
it.
them, put them together.
And the thing is, it's just not a very generic taco because a lot of the tikka sauce we make in-house here.
I know. We talked about this last time, but I'm really interested in learning how you guys make
Yeah,
the sauce. Not that like I want to put it like just to get the recipe, but just to see it because I know
There's about like 15 to 20 ingredients that go in there.
That's what you were saying.
It takes about 8 hours to make.
Yeah.
And we also don't make a lot because it's not as good as when it sits there for 2-3 days, right? So we make it in small batches, make it every 2-3 days, and it just tastes so fresh. And the tikka sauce with the mint sauce, it just make it in house. You know, it's a special recipe.
Yeah,
proprietary recipe.
Yeah, see, I don't want the details like the ingredient list.
Yeah.
I just want to see the process.
Yeah, it takes about 8 hours because there's a lot of cooling, and because it's Indian, there's so many spices in there. So there's different things that you have to kind of let it marinate and sit, and then you do another procedure. So all in all, it takes basically a whole. So we basically, when we're gonna run out, we got to start preparing a day or two in advance.
Okay.
So see, there's more thinking that goes here behind
the beer list.
Just a beer list, exactly.
No, you're a busy man.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really surprised. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I've been talking about you ever since we stopped hanging out last week,
Right.
or we finished recording the podcast last time. Like I've been talking about you guys, trying to send people over here as much as possible.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, we're still new and we're kind of hidden over here, so every customer matters, and I appreciate it.
No, but you're doing a great job. I really like. So you've been saying things the last time we were here, and saying things this time that's a little like. The wording is different, but the point is still the same.
Yeah.
Support, give back, and also you said something last time. You said it again this time that I'm really in love with. That you're the face of craft beer.
Yeah.
And your employees are the face of craft beer.
Exactly.
Because it's true. You're not on the outskirts of the world or anything like that, but you're the closest thing to craft beer,
right,
or a brew house that most people will see in this area.
Exactly.
So
and I feel like a person that comes in here that doesn't know a lot, they're a little bit vulnerable, and that's the way I am, and I make it pretty good. Like, hey, a year ago I didn't know him, and when Robert was here, I would ask him, like, hey, what do you think? Because at that time I didn't have a lot of knowledge, like as Robert does, because Robert knows everything.
And Robert's one of the sweetest, perfect people in the world.
Yeah, I would say he's the face of beer in North Texas, hands down to me.
1,000%.
So yeah, he's a good guy. He kind of helped me navigate the waters in the first few months. Like, hey, this is what you got to do. This is the person you got to talk to, and I really appreciate that.
No, same here with me. That's how we met. Honestly, that's how we got connected.
Robert told me about you.
Yeah.
And a lot of these like little breweries or anybody comes his way, he kind of tells me about him. So yeah, he's a great guy, and he does it from. Like even here, the things that he's done for me, it's never been out of like any kind of thing, a reward or anything. It's been just kind of like, hey man, I want to support you. I love what you're doing, and it's just for craft beer. So
he has the same motto. I know people know Robert, and they know how nice he is, sweet person, but he definitely gives back to the craft beer community because he cares about it. He's been involved in the craft beer community for years. He loves the people, he loves the breweries, and he works his ass off, and then a lot of times he does stuff for free of his own time just to support. And that's a beautiful thing, and that's why
he comes from a service mindset, right?
Yeah.
So he served the country, and he comes from that service background where it's always about the bigger mission rather than just
your own thing.
Right.
No, and you can see it. He doesn't say that often, but you can see it in his actions. He doesn't need to say it. You just see him doing it all the time.
Exactly.
Like he's the best.
Yeah.
I love Robert to death.
Yeah, I need to hit up that Juicy Lucy soon. So.
Yeah, we just had a burger last night.
I haven't tried it. I was there last week, but Robert wasn't there, so I was like, I'm gonna stop by some other time when he's there, kind of hang out and just kind of have a beer and try that Juicy Lucy. So.
The Juicy Lucy, the whole surprisingly, like I said, I shouldn't be surprised because I know Robert takes his time and does his research and he looks into things, but the kitchen's really surprisingly done well.
Yeah.
All the foods there, even their like jalapeno chili dogs, to their brisket sandwiches, the fries are phenomenal.
It's perfect. I think it's perfect for their location because they're right by Fair Park.
Yep.
It's kind of like that same kind of food. They're doing a good job.
I know.
They're the best. I would say they're the best growler shop.
I love their event. Similar to this, like last time we talked on the podcast, what I would say is what I like about your shop is somewhat similar to Craft and Growlers, where it's very homey feel to it, and it's a very relaxed environment to sit down and hang out.
Yes.
And I really appreciate that as a growler shop.
Yeah.
Not everyone. Not that anyone's doing it better than anybody else, per se, but I just like the feel of this kind of a growler shop more.
You just come hang out and
Exactly.
That's what it's about. Of course, I want you to take a growler home. End of the night, you know, and that's the whole, you know, that way you're moving more beer and you have more space and you're just rotating beers. But the whole idea is I also want you to hang out and you have a beer, so you know,
have a spot.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I really appreciate. Like, all the other growler spots are interesting in their own right. I do like Thirsty Growler.
Oh, they all do a good job.
Yeah,
Thirsty I love. Thirsty Mike over there is amazing. Yeah.
Taps and Caps, I love Rick.
Taps and Caps are great.
And Roman over there, they do their own thing. I like their take on it. I was hanging out with Taps and Caps on Tuesday, talking about that. And forget the guy's name right now. It's not Steven. I forget the kid's name. Young kid. But he was playing R&B music, and I was like, I really appreciate that. He was playing like old school 80s, early 90s R&B.
Exactly, it's like it would relate to that.
Yeah, I was like, I really appreciate that.
No, but everything's connected. Even like Rick, the owner of Taps and Caps, he had a hand behind kind of the inspiration for this because my uncle and him had a relationship. So when my uncle opened up this place, you know, I know there was some back end stuff that he helped out with, and you know, and then is that kind of community where kind of you know everybody wants the best. There's competition, of course, because you're in the same industry.
You're a business, yeah.
But end of the day, I feel like there's so much business to go around that you're not really worried about anybody stepping over each other or anything like that. You know,
1,000%. But it's why I fell in love with the craft beer community here in North Texas. Why I always make the claim, and I honestly believe it. We have the best beer community. You know. Everybody's out to make the dollar. That's 100%. Everybody wants to make back
because you have to pay your
return.
bills, and you know you want to move beer. You want to get the best stuff in for your store. Yeah.
Or people who make beer go and get the best ingredients, and you have to make stuff. So everybody has a responsibility.
Exactly.
But very rarely do I hear or have seen in the last year and a half underhanded tactics. Now, there's a few things out there I hear, but that's like extremely all one-off cases versus the norm. Like you, typically, what you see in business, people try to undercut each other.
Yeah.
You know, attack each other.
I mean, end of the day, you have to stay in business, and you know, you have a family to support, so you're trying to maximize every dollar you can make, and you have a brand or whatever. But I feel like end of the day, it's like this is a little different.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little different. And when I bought this business, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anybody. I stopped by every growler shop in the area. I stopped by Thirsty Growler just to say hello to Mike. I stopped by Cork and Growler. I stopped by Taps and Caps just to say hello to Rick. I'm like, hey, I'm the new owner, and blah, blah, blah. Not going in there to check up on anybody because I don't need to. We have digital pour, you know.
Everybody can say the same tap list.
I don't need to. But I stopped by just to say hello, you know, just to introduce myself.
Yeah.
Just to say hi, you know.
But that's also the thing about you, like, every time you say more stories about yourself, the more you reveal who type of person you are. You try to connect to everybody. You try to be friendly to everybody.
Exactly.
And I think that's awesome, man. I think you're awesome. Honestly, I think you're the best.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
You too, man.
No, I don't need.
No, I gotta say it back.
No, and honestly, because now it's our second time actually hanging out, and you're telling a little bit of different stories. But every time you talk, it just reveals more who you are. And I really appreciate your character. Like honestly, going out and giving away food and make this connect with the workers in the public service around here to work for the city. Who will do that? You know, not too many people. Who will go out their way to meet their competition. Maybe you might meet them at other events and introduce yourself later on, but go out your way. It's like I'm the owner,
and it's always a little
hi.
weird, you know, because you go into somebody's shop and you know it's business, right? Like they might think like, oh, why is he here? You know, but I was literally just there to say what's up. Like, hey, I'm the new owner, blah blah blah. I don't know how far this is, what it means, but hey, this is me. You know.
No, but that's awesome. Like I said, I would imagine you just went there to say hi, show your face, and like, you know, connect.
Connect, yeah, because like you might run into the same people at another event, because like we get invited to the same things. Like if like Chubbs has an annual event or this, I get an invitation too because I support the same brand. So the idea being like, hey, we're gonna run into people. So like if you already know each other, it kind of makes it, you know,
a lot easier.
A lot easier. Like, hey.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. So like, honestly, don't know where to go from here because I really do appreciate it. But
we can get to the tacos, man.
We're gonna get to the tacos. So on that note, I did drink some hop fusion beers.
Yeah.
So that wheat beer honestly was really good.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of wheat beer.
But the hop fusion is pretty good.
Yeah, it doesn't have that really clover taste to it. It has a rice back finish, and it was an interesting red tint to it. So I wonder what else is in it to make it that red tint. I wonder if it's any fruits or something they barreled it with.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. It's really, really good.
And what do you think about that Sweet Fang?
Sweet Fang, I'm still drinking it.
But it's a little too peanut buttery, but I like it. But maybe more of like a fall
Be like a
summer,
fall
yeah.
thing?
Yeah, but you know, we actually sell a lot of stouts, and even in hot weather, like a lot of people take growlers home of that. Just
I'll drink stouts all day.
yeah, exactly. So there's
Okay.
no good weather. Yeah. So I know a lot of breweries they slow down their production because it's so hot.
Yeah.
But I feel like it moves 24 like all 365. You know.
I think in Texas definitely does move a lot. Yeah, but I like the stout. I like stouts all year round. If it's
Yeah.
a well-made stout, the warmer it gets, the better it tastes.
Exactly.
The more it opens up to the flavor palettes.
Exactly.
There was a stout that we had. Damn, where did we have it? One. It was at a never mind. It was a homebrew competition.
Okay.
I was at Brouhaha. I was like, I thought it was a like a big name brewery. But it was at Brouhaha. Someone had a peanut butter stout.
Okay.
That was delicious.
Really? Okay.
Like really, really delicious. And you know who makes another? You know, talking about that, I just realized that Denton County makes a peanut butter stout too. That's really good too.
Who does?
Denton County.
Oh no way. Okay.
Denton County
nice.
Brewery.
Alright.
Yeah, they make a really good.
I really like Brash. They have a cortado. It's a coffee stout.
Yeah,
One of
I
my
haven't tried
favorites
that
right
one
now.
yet.
It's,
Well,
it's one of my favorites. We have it on tap.
you have it on tap?
Yeah. This is my third keg in like 3 months.
Oh, I
picked
gotta
up.
try it because
It moves like every time we have it on, it just goes.
they make really good beer. Like I've been up there one time to support Jennifer the Beer Lady.
Yeah.
And take pictures of the place, but I never really sat there and drank their beer. So I was there last weekend.
Everything I've had from Brash has been pretty good. You know, they make a thing called Pussy Wagon. It's pretty hoppy, and it's everything I've had from Brash is pretty good. It's kind of like Manhattan.
All right, I'm gonna try it. I'm on it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. On that note, man, I think we should get to the food.
Yeah, let's get to the
I'm gonna order
tacos.
some food.
All right, guys. So Nadeem had to go take care of some business real quick, but while he's gone, I ordered some food. I ordered the beef somay, and then chicken tikka. And I'm gonna take some pictures, and I can't wait to try it. It's super exciting. That's my man's right there cooking it. Hot. It's a little hot right now, but it's hard. Really, when he said hard shell, it really is a hard shell. Ooh, look at that. When he says there's a lot more spices, he ain't lying. Look at that. Look at all that. That's good. Ooh, that's a nice little kick to it. All right, guys. So that place got busy for Friends Trivia Night. It was crazy. Samantha did a great job, though. But now we're gonna get out of here, man. That was the podcast. So go check out 3 Flights Up in Little Elm. Follow them on all social media. They're phenomenal. The food is phenomenal. Links in the description. Check them out, man. Car show coming soon.